milk. Okay, honey, runny honey. Runny honey, I need honey. Actually, I need a step stool because I'm short. If I were only 5 inches taller. Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. Hi, it's Emmy. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today is the follow-up to my adventures with the Apicius, which is the oldest cookbook of the West. If you missed that video where I collaborated with Atlas Obscura, please check out that video. I'll put the link down in the description. The book itself is absolutely incredible. These recipes come from the 2nd century. It's incredible to actually meet the book in itself. Just a wonderful artifact. And today I'm going to attempt to make a recipe from its ancient pages. I can't wait. Now, the recipe I chose today was inspired because I just recently harvested a bunch of honey from my hives, and I'm going to be making deep fried fritters with honey and black pepper, right? Interesting combination. And the book that I'm going to be using is this book. It's called Cooking with the Apicius, Roman Recipes for Today by Sally Granger. She translated it and has adapted recipes for the modern kitchen. So Sally has done all the research and legwork to make those recipes accessible to a person like me. So let's go ahead and cook this. Okay, so here's the actual recipe. It's deep fried honey fritters. So she gives a little bit of information at the top here, and here are the amounts. In the original Apicius, it's good to know that there are no amounts whatsoever. They'll just be kind of general, vague descriptions of it. We're basically making 2nd century donuts with honey and black pepper. So let's go ahead and make this. So we've got 2 types of flour. We have regular all-purpose flour and whole wheat flour. We have them in equal amounts, 100 grams each. And we've got 400 mLs of goat's milk or sheep's milk. So I've got that pre-measured already. In our saucepan, we're going to combine the milk first. 400 mLs or 400 grams. Love the metric system. Why don't we use it? I don't know. And 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Boop. Boop. So Sally said that she adapted this recipe from the original in the sense that she's going to make this more like a choux paste or cream puffs. We're going to cook this dough a bit before we let it cool and cut it up. She said she followed the directions by just mixing the ingredients without any additional cooking, and it just didn't congeal into something that was friable. So we're going to do this first, and then we're going to add our flours. So 100 grams of whole wheat flour, and an additional 100 grams of just plain all-purpose flour. So no heat yet, we're just gonna mix this so we can avoid any lumpage. Okay, now we're gonna add some heat and cook this down. Now she doesn't say at what temperature to cook this, but based on my guess, I'm gonna put this on medium heat. This is gonna start to warm up, and as it gets hot, it's gonna really start to congeal, and we don't wanna burn this, scorch it, or get it too lumpy. So let's turn this on. Okay, not too crazy, and I'm gonna get some assistance, because I'm vertically challenged. Okay, it's important to keep mixing this continually because we don't want it to stick. So it's gonna take probably about 10 to 12 minutes, I think. All right, so we're getting some thickening here, which is good, but we want it to be much thicker than that. It should be like a ball of dough. I need a sweatband, my forehead's starting to sweat. Good grief. Okay, at this point, I'm gonna switch from a whisk to a scraper here. Make sure your scraper is rated for higher temperatures, otherwise you're gonna get a melted silicone scraper. Okay, so now we're getting some kind of oatmeal action here. Looks pretty disgusting, looks like snot, but that's all right. Ooh. So when Sally says a mass, she means something like that. Like we're talking a dough. All right, so at this point, when we've got this nice, sticky, and very stiff dough, we're ready to cool it off. So let me go grab a plate. And spread it out into a disc. Now try to make it look nice and neat if possible. It'll make our fritters look neater as well. Alrighty, there we have it, a plate of goo. Now I'm gonna place this in the refrigerator. I'm gonna let this cool completely, maybe an hour or two. We want it to be cold completely because we won't be able to cut it otherwise. If we try to cut it at this point, it's just gonna be a pile of goo and it won't fry it nicely. So, off to the refrigerator. Ta-da! Alrighty, so I am back. This is the refrigerated dough, and if you touch it, you can see it's firm to the touch, which is important because we're gonna cut this up into little friable bites. Now Sally says to cut these into 2 centimeter squares. To do that, I'm going to be using a little pastry cutter, bench scraper. You can use a knife, whatever you like. I used a ruler. Where is that ruler? Here it is. Stole this from my son. And 2 centimeters is small, y'all. 2 centimeters is small. I'm like thinking it's like an inch. It's like 3/4 of an inch. So it's sticking a little bit, but that's okay. It's still cuttable. Okay, so now we're gonna cut the other way so we can get some squares. Now let me grab some flour. With floured fingers, we're gonna try to separate these into little squares so that we can deep fry these. Separate, separate. Okay, now let's set ourselves up for some frying. I'm gonna go wash my hands. I don't know why thinking about washing my hands just reminded me of Auntie Fee. You ever watch Auntie Fee? She was amazing. May she rest in peace. Okay. So my kitchen's nice and warm, and these are kind of warmed up now. So it's not a bad idea to put these back in the refrigerator, allow them to cool and set up a little bit more. And that's what I've done already here. So I've got some separated squares, and now we're ready to deep fry. And we're gonna be deep frying in olive oil, which is something I don't usually do. And Sally makes a point to say that we should do this at a relatively low temperature. Olive oil has a pretty low smoking point, so we want to keep this on low to medium-low heat. We don't want this to have any acrid flavors, so just take note of that. And although these are called deep fried fritters, it's a relatively shallow fry. So we're going to put in 250 mils of olive oil, which works out to be about a cup of olive oil, or a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of oil. Now, while our oil is heating up, you want to have a pan prepared with a little bit of paper down below. I've just got a brown bag here. And once our donuts are done, we're going to transfer them onto this paper. And a spatula is really good because Sally says that the fritters will stick to the bottom and we need something to scrape them up and kind of lift them up. I do like frying with chopsticks. I put a little scrap of dough in and I got a little bit of a sizzle. So let's go ahead and start adding our cubes of dough. So when you drop them in, there should be a nice little sizzle and you'll see bubbles come up and they'll immediately sink to the bottom, which is okay. But don't overcrowd the pan, don't put too many in there. Now that they've sat for a little while, we're gonna take our scraper and we're gonna scrape the bottom of the pot and just get them off the bottom. And you'll see that they're golden already on the other side. We got ourselves some donuts. This is looking pretty good. Nice and golden brown. We just wanna make sure it's golden on all sides. Look, that's gorgeous. Looks like cereal, but it's not. It's ancient fried dough. Okay, I'm gonna transfer that to our awaiting paper so they can drain of their oil. And I'm gonna fry a few more. We're almost ready, I can't wait. We're gonna serve this with honey and peppercorns. I'm gonna grab my mortar and pestle and grind up some peppercorns, which is an interesting combination, don't you think, for something sweet? We have actual pepper. She doesn't say how much, so I'm just gonna do, I don't know, that many. It's like 12 peppercorns, maybe 15. Drop them in the mortar and pestle, and just grind them up. Oh, it smells so good. I love this. It's so primal. I'm just like channeling Bam Bam. Love it. I'm gonna grind this pretty finely. It's gonna still have some chunks, but I'm gonna try to do this finely. So this is what it looks like. It almost looks like white pepper. And our black pepper is ready. So I'll set that aside. Now, we're going to use some honey. Now this year, it's my 3rd season of beekeeping. If you haven't seen my bee adventures, I'll put a link down below. And it's a super laborious but fun process of cutting caps off of comb and then placing the cut comb frames into an extractor. And I have a hand crank version and you crank it and the centrifugal force forces all the honey out of the comb onto the walls of the cylinder, and then it comes down, and then you filter it, and then you bottle it, and you've got honey. It's absolutely wonderful. So I'm gonna use my own honey today. We're gonna use the hot fritters and place them in this bowl. Oh, that's crispy. She said 100 grams, but whatever. 100 grams. That's hot. Okay. Now we're gonna do a little toss. This is gonna be good, y'all. I mean, they don't call it food porn for nothing. That's gorgeous. This is gonna taste amazing. Okay, and now we're going to gild the lily with a bit of black pepper. Oh yes, oh yes. Oh yes. Don't wanna let any of that go to waste. Now we're gonna add a little extra black pepper right on top. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. There it is! So beautiful, my little plate of ancient donuts sprinkled with black pepper. It smells amazing, that combination of spicy black pepper and honey, sweet, of my garden, and of ancient Apicius text. Okay, let's go ahead and taste this. Sally does not say how to eat this. Actually, she did say. She said that ancient Romans usually use their hands when eating. So let's do that. Alrighty, here we go. Itadakimasu. That is not what I expected. They're really soft and gushy in the inside. I was expecting like a dough ball, something like a donut, something bread-like. But they taste amazing. That honey is sweet, glistening, coats the outside. The fritter on the outside is nice and crispy. The inside is soft and kind of gently gives. You can taste the whole wheat flour in there, but the star of this recipe, I think, is that combination of honey and black pepper. That black pepper almost tastes kind of lemony, along with the kind of spiciness that we all know when we think of black pepper. Freshly ground black pepper is amazing. And this is excellent. I think this might be my lunch. Alrighty, so there you have it. The ancient recipe of deep fried fritters coated with honey and black pepper out of the pages of the legendary Apicius, the oldest cookbook of the West. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you guys learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye!